Research in exercise science, nutrition, neuroscience, and preventive medicine consistently shows that adults over 50 can maintain strength, mobility, cognitive performance, and independence far longer than previous generations. In many cases, people in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s can build new muscle, improve cardiovascular fitness, sharpen memory, and increase energy through targeted lifestyle habits. Welcome to Best Health in Life, where we are dedicated to helping seniors reach their wellness goals. Please take a moment to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our informative videos. The key is understanding how the body changes with age and adapting strategies accordingly. The fitness methods that worked at 25 may not produce the same results at 55. Recovery becomes more important. Muscle preservation becomes essential. Brain health requires intentional support. Hormonal shifts, sleep quality, inflammation, and stress management all begin playing larger roles in overall well-being. Fortunately, modern science provides clear guidance on what actually works. This video explores evidence-based health and fitness strategies designed specifically for adults over 50 who want to remain active, independent, resilient, and mentally sharp for decades to come. Understanding what changes after 50. Before discussing solutions, it is important to understand the biological changes associated with aging. Beginning around age 30, adults gradually lose muscle mass in a process called sarcopenia. After age 50, this decline accelerates if no preventive action is taken. Bone density also decreases, increasing the risk of fractures and mobility limitations. Metabolism slows, insulin sensitivity often declines, and recovery from intense physical activity takes longer. Cognitive changes may also emerge. Processing speed can slow, memory may become less reliable, and chronic stress can negatively affect brain health. However, neuroscience research shows that the brain remains adaptable throughout life through neuroplasticity, the ability to form new neural connections. The encouraging reality is that lifestyle factors strongly influence how these changes unfold. Physical activity, nutrition, sleep, stress management, and social engagement can dramatically alter the trajectory of aging. Strength training, the most important exercise. After 50, among all forms of exercise, strength training may be the single most effective intervention for healthy aging. Many adults mistakenly believe strength training is only for athletes or bodybuilders. In reality, resistance exercise is one of the strongest predictors of independence later in life. Strong muscles support balance, protect joints, improve metabolism, reduce fall risk, and preserve mobility. Research consistently shows that adults over 50 can significantly increase muscle mass and strength, even if they have never exercised before. Why muscle matters more with age. Age. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports posture, protects bones, and enables daily movement. Losing muscle increases vulnerability to fatigue, frailty, injury, and loss of independence. Simple activities such as climbing stairs, carrying groceries, standing from a chair, or walking long distances become harder when muscle mass declines. Strength training directly combats this process. The best strength training approach. Adults over 50 do not necessarily need extreme workouts. Consistency matters far more than intensity. A science-based program should include 2 to 4 strength sessions per week, compound movements that train multiple muscle groups, progressive overload, meaning gradual increases in resistance over time, adequate recovery between sessions. The most beneficial exercises include squats, deadlifts, push-ups, rows, lunges, overhead, presses, step-ups, resistance band exercises. Body weight training can also be highly effective for beginners. The goal is not simply building larger muscles. The real objective is maintaining functional strength for lifelong independence. Prioritize mobility and balance training. Many older adults focus only on cardiovascular exercise while neglecting mobility and balance. This is a mistake. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury among older adults, and poor balance often develops gradually over time. Mobility training improves joint range of motion, posture, movement efficiency, and injury prevention. Effective mobility strategies. Daily mobility work does not need to take an hour. Even 10 to 15 minutes can produce major benefits. Key areas to target include hips, ankles, shoulders, thoracic spine, hamstrings. Useful activities include dynamic stretching, yoga, Tai Chi, controlled joint rotations, foam rolling, walking drills. Tai Chi deserves special attention because studies show it significantly improves balance, coordination, and fall prevention in older adults. Balance training recommendations. Simple balance exercises can be integrated into daily life. Standing on one leg, heel to toe, walking, stability exercises, single leg strength movements, core training. Balance is highly trainable, even later in life. Cardiovascular fitness and longevity. Heart disease remains one of the leading health risks for adults over 50, making cardiovascular exercise essential. Cardio supports heart health, brain function, energy levels, blood pressure, regulation, metabolic health, mood, stability, endurance. The best cardiovascular program combines moderate intensity activity with occasional higher intensity intervals when medically appropriate. Walking, the underrated longevity tool. Walking is one of the most effective and sustainable exercises available. Studies consistently associate regular walking with reduced mortality risk, improved cognitive function, better cardiovascular health, lower inflammation, enhanced mood. For many adults over 50, brisk walking provides substantial benefits with minimal joint stress. A realistic goal is 7,000 to 10,000 steps daily, and in 50 minutes of moderate activity weekly. Interval training for older adults. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, is not only for younger athletes. Properly modified interval training can improve cardiovascular function, insulin sensitivity, and mitochondrial health in older adults. Examples include fast walking intervals, cycling intervals, swimming intervals, rowing intervals. Even short bursts of increased effort can stimulate important physiological adaptations. However, recovery becomes increasingly important with age, so excessive high-intensity exercise may become counterproductive. Nutrition strategies for healthy aging. Nutrition. After 50, should focus less on restrictive dieting and more on preserving muscle, supporting brain health, controlling inflammation, and sustaining energy. Many adults unintentionally undereat protein while overeating processed carbohydrates and ultra-processed foods. Aging bodies require more nutritional precision. Protein intake becomes critical. Protein helps preserve muscle mass, support recovery, regulate appetite, and maintain immune function. Research suggests older adults generally need more protein than younger adults because aging muscles become less responsive to protein intake. Many experts recommend 25 to 40 grams of protein per meal. High-quality protein sources spread throughout the day. Excellent protein sources include fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken, turkey, beans, lentils, tofu, cottage cheese, lean meats. Resistance training, combined with adequate protein, is especially effective for preventing sarcopenia. Anti-inflammatory eating. Chronic inflammation contributes to many age-related diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and cognitive decline. An anti-inflammatory diet emphasizes vegetables, fruits, olive oil, fatty fish, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes. Reducing ultra-processed foods, excessive sugar, and trans fats can significantly improve metabolic health. Omega-3 fatty acids and brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, support brain function and cardiovascular health. Research suggests omega-3 intake may help reduce inflammation, support memory, improve mood, protect cognitive function. Excellent sources include salmon sardines, mackerel, chia seeds, walnuts, flax seeds. Hydration matters more than many realize. Older adults are more susceptible to dehydration because thirst perception often decreases with age. Even mild dehydration can impair energy, mental clarity, balance, exercise, performance. Hydration should remain a daily priority, especially for active individuals. Sleep, the ultimate recovery tool. Many adults over 50 struggle with sleep changes, yet sleep is one of the strongest predictors of health and cognitive performance. Poor sleep contributes to weight gain, memory decline, mood disorders, insulin resistance, reduced recovery, increased inflammation. Sleep is when the body repairs tissue, regulates hormones, consolidates memory, and clears metabolic waste from the brain. Science-based sleep strategies. Effective sleep practices include maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, limiting alcohol before bed, reducing evening screen exposure, keeping the bedroom cool and dark, getting morning sunlight exposure, avoiding large, late-night meals, exercising regularly. Strength training and aerobic exercise both improve sleep quality. Adults over 50 should not normalize chronic poor sleep as an inevitable part of aging. Brain health and cognitive longevity. Mental sharpness is one of the greatest concerns for aging adults. Fortunately, cognitive decline is heavily influenced by lifestyle choices. Research increasingly shows that physical activity, nutrition, learning, stress management, and social connection all affect brain aging. Exercise protects the brain. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain and stimulates brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein associated with learning and neuroplasticity. Regular physical activity is linked to better memory, faster processing speed, reduced dementia risk, improved executive function. Aerobic exercise appears especially beneficial for hippocampal health, which is important for memory formation. Lifelong learning supports neuroplasticity. The brain thrives on challenge and novelty. Activities that support cognitive resilience include learning new skills, reading, playing, musical instruments, studying languages, strategy games, creative hobbies. Mental stimulation builds cognitive reserve, which may help protect against age-related decline. Social connection and brain function. Loneliness and isolation are strongly associated with cognitive decline and poorer health outcomes. Maintaining meaningful social relationships improves emotional well-being, stress resilience, cognitive engagement, longevity. Group exercise classes, volunteering, clubs, and community activities can provide both social and cognitive benefits. Stress management and healthy aging. Chronic stress accelerates aging at both psychological and biological levels. Long-term stress can increase inflammation, blood pressure, cortisol, dysregulation, sleep disruption, cognitive decline. Adults over 50 often face significant stressors, including career pressures, caregiving responsibilities, financial concerns, and health changes. Managing stress becomes essential for both mental and physical health. Effective stress reduction techniques. Science-backed approaches include meditation, deep breathing, walking in nature, mindfulness practices, journaling, yoga, prayer, or spiritual practices, time with loved ones. Even brief daily stress management practices can improve emotional resilience and physiological recovery. Bone health and osteoporosis prevention. Bone density naturally declines with age, especially after menopause in women. Weak bones increase fracture risk, which can significantly impact independence and quality of life. Fortunately, bone tissue responds positively to targeted stress. Best strategies for bone health. The most effective interventions include resistance training, weight-bearing exercise, adequate protein intake, vitamin D optimization, calcium-rich foods, balance training, walking, hiking, strength training, and stair climbing are particularly beneficial. Avoiding smoking and excessive alcohol consumption also supports bone preservation. Metabolic health. After 50, many adults notice increased abdominal fat and slower metabolism after 50. Hormonal changes, reduced muscle mass, stress, and inactivity all contribute. Rather than focusing solely on weight loss, the priority should be improving metabolic health. Key metabolic health markers. Important indicators include waist circumference, blood pressure, blood sugar control, triglycerides, HDL cholesterol, energy levels, strength training, walking, adequate sleep, stress reduction, and high-quality nutrition significantly improve metabolic function. Crash dieting often worsens muscle loss and metabolic adaptation. Hormonal changes and adaptation. Hormonal shifts affect both men and women as they age. Women experience menopause-related changes in estrogen, while men may experience gradual testosterone decline. These changes can influence energy, muscle maintenance, mood, sleep, fat distribution, recovery. Lifestyle strategies become increasingly important for hormone support. Natural ways to support hormonal health. Science-supported approaches include resistance training, sleep optimization, stress reduction, adequate dietary protein, healthy fats, weight management. Limiting excessive alcohol intake. Medical guidance may also be appropriate for some individuals experiencing significant hormonal symptoms. Recovery becomes more important with aging. Age. One of the biggest mistakes active adults over 50 make is ignoring recovery. More exercise is not always better. The body still adapts and improves with age, but recovery capacity changes. Training hard without sufficient rest increases injury risk and fatigue. Smart recovery strategies. Recovery should include quality sleep, rest days, proper hydration, adequate protein, mobility, work, stress management, periodic training. Listening to the body becomes increasingly important. Sustainable consistency always beats occasional extreme effort. Functional fitness for real life. The ultimate goal of fitness after 50 is not aesthetics alone. It is maintaining the ability to live fully and independently. Functional fitness emphasizes movement patterns used in daily life. Important abilities include getting up from the floor, carrying objects, climbing stairs, reaching overhead, walking, long distances, maintaining balance, rotating safely. Training should support real-world capability. Functional exercises to prioritize. Excellent functional exercises include farmer carries, step-ups, squats, deadlifts, rotational core work, lunges, loaded carries, push-pull movements. These exercises improve practical strength and resilience. The role of consistency over perfection. Many people believe they need an ideal routine to improve their health. In reality, consistency matters far more than perfection. Small, sustainable habits compound over time. Walking daily, strength training twice weekly, prioritizing sleep, eating more protein, and staying socially engaged can collectively produce remarkable long-term outcomes. Extreme programs often fail because they are difficult to maintain. The healthiest adults over 50 are usually not those pursuing perfection. They are the ones who continue showing up consistently, year after year. Common mistakes adults over 50 should avoid: ignoring strength training. Many adults focus only on cardio while neglecting muscle preservation. Training too hard. Too often, recovery needs increase with age. Excessive intensity can lead to burnout or injury. Eating too little protein. Inadequate protein accelerates muscle loss. Becoming sedentary. Long periods of sitting negatively affect metabolic and cardiovascular health. Neglecting sleep. Poor sleep undermines nearly every aspect of health. Avoiding movement due to fear. Some adults stop exercising because they fear injury. In reality, properly scaled movement usually reduces injury risk. Building a sustainable weekly health routine. An effective weekly routine for adults over 50 may include strength training, 2 to 4 sessions weekly, cardiovascular exercise, walking most days, moderate cardio several times weekly, mobility work daily, stretching or mobility drills, balance training, integrated into workouts or daily routines, recovery, hydration, and rest. Days, mental fitness, eating, yearning, socializing, hobbies. The exact routine matters less than maintaining long-term consistency. Healthy aging is highly adaptable. One of the most empowering findings in aging research is that improvement remains possible at nearly every age. Adults in their 60s, 70s, and beyond have demonstrated significant gains in strength, balance, mobility, cardiovascular fitness, cognitive function, emotional resilience. The human body and brain remain adaptable throughout life. It is never too late to start improving health habits. Aging does not automatically mean weakness, frailty, or cognitive decline. Science increasingly shows that adults over 50 can remain active, capable, mentally sharp, and independent through intentional lifestyle choices. Strength training preserves muscle and mobility. Cardiovascular exercise protects the heart and brain. Proper nutrition supports recovery and metabolic health. Sleep enhances physical and cognitive performance. Stress management improves resilience. Social connection and lifelong learning support. Mental sharpness. The goal is not merely adding years to life, but adding quality, capability, and vitality to those years. Healthy aging is not about chasing youth. It is about maximizing function, independence, and well-being for as long as possible. The most important step is consistency. Small, evidence-based actions repeated daily can profoundly influence how people feel and function decades later. At any age, the body still responds to movement, nourishment, recovery, and challenge. Adults over 50 are capable of becoming stronger, healthier, and more resilient than they may have imagined possible. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click on the video on your screen to learn more about how to live your best health and life.